All right, everybody, if you were in high school in 1991 like I was, that music meant you were at a party and it was time to cha-cha. But here in the year 2016, it means it is time for Fiesta Friday, so thanks so much for joining us tonight. We have a packed show for you tonight, and let's get started with news about FESTPAC 2016 as the Pacific Film Committee of the Festival of the Pacific Arts is gathering to discuss the festival, the films, and the various planned events. I've got two friends of mine here, and we are going to talk about the art of filmmaking, Rafam Pinko and Neil Tinkham. Gentlemen, half a day.
Half a day.
Half a day.
All right, so you guys are people with a very distinct, very interesting gift. It's you see the world in a different way. You see things happening around you, or you can visualize a way to tell a story and then capture a certain moment. Before we get into the whole thing with like FESTPAC and everything like that, tell me about your background as filmmakers.
Wow. Well, myself, I was kind of introduced to it by Alex Munoz. He came into town to try and get people interested into it. I am a visual artist, so I decided to jump onto it. This was through PBS and Pacific Islanders in Communication. And since then, I've been doing a bunch of random projects, from cooking videos of Guampedia to some history docudramas.
Very cool.
So.
All right, and it all starts small, and some people go for the moon right away.
Yeah.
How about you, Neil?
Yeah, well, it actually took me a little while to get into it. At first, I was pursuing a different track, and then about when I was 27, I decided that this was actually kind of my calling. And then I went to film school, and then afterwards came back here, was able to set up a production company, and just doing some commercials, and then also doing some writing and stuff like that.
Very cool. So
Yeah.
pretty much like across the board, you guys are involved in every aspect of production.
Pretty much.
All right. That's a lot of work.
It is. It's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
And everyone is very important, from the cameraman to the best boy. So.
Well, your credit sequence can either be very, very long or very short. It's going to be one of those written, directed, produced, starring,
Yeah.
food provided by Rafam Pinko.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
maybe not me, but
Okay, so as far as let's set this up with some context now. So when FESTPAC 2016 happens in a few months from now, filmmaking obviously is going to be a very big part of that, because technology and the cost of technology is driven down so low. Anybody can be, a very competent filmmaker, for a fraction of the cost like it used to take. So what's going on with FESTPAC and filmmaking?
Well, FESTPAC filmmaking, it's a fairly new category for FESTPAC. It's been around since, I believe, '04, if not earlier. I was there in Palau for that. I wasn't into film at the time, but looking at how much attention was paid to it, it just grew from there. Now that it's coming to Guam, we're hoping to up it up. I don't know how to put that. Maybe expose more of our filmmakers locally. There's a bunch of them. A lot of them do very low budget, if no budget, projects, and they just need a push. And this would be one way to push it.
I like how you use the word expose. I was like, isn't that more still photography? But that's semantics.
Yeah, and compared to what it sounds like was the venues for the last FESTPAC, this time we're going to have multiple venues, and some of them are pretty nice, like with the new Guam Museum. And so this will be a great opportunity for not only the local filmmakers, but for everyone that's coming for FESTPAC to have, a very nice venue and a large gathering of people to, witness their work.
And because this is a huge networking of people from all cultures in this part of the world, as far as stylistically, like what are some of the differences from you guys obviously have your peer community locally here on Guam, but how is filmmaking approached from people in other parts of the Pacific?
Well, like New Zealand started FESTPAC, and as you know, a lot of great movies have been filmed over there.
Oh yeah.
So we're expecting some awesome productions coming out. There are some countries that we wish would participate, but unfortunately, they, I guess, pulled out for whatever reason. But we will be getting islands such as Solomon, Marshalls, Niue, which is an island I've never heard of before, Niue, and let's see, where else? There's, of course, Hawaii, and many more. There's about 13 of us, 13 delegations that are going to be presenting during the FESTPAC 2 weeks.
I've heard before it's been said of filmmakers, filmmaking is equal parts man and machine. You've got the creative person, and like the person with the eye, and then they've got the brain to kind of conceive how they want to do it. And then you have to have really, really good gear to technically carry that across. Are you guys hoping to maybe network with some of our friends from the other islands and just say, hey, like we may not have access to the gear, or we may have access to really good equipment. We're familiar with HD technologies and like some of the new shooting techniques, and some other people might say, hey, well, this is kind of some of the techniques that we use and everything like that. Let's collaborate, let's brainstorm.
Definitely. This is something that we need as a community of filmmakers out here, is to connect with everyone regionally. I mean, one of the setbacks we have is, of course, funding. We need to really connect with people out here, and connect with businesses, especially from other islands, because whatever we create will probably affect any other island in Micronesia.
Yeah, I think what will be interesting is seeing the other movies from the other countries, and talking to the filmmakers and seeing how they made theirs. Because the issue of funding being kind of, I think, a universal issue in this region, is to see how they did it with the budget that they had, and seeing the kind of the techniques that they used to kind of make their movie look probably, hopefully with a high quality, despite the fact that they have very little money. Because if you're going to have movies coming from New Zealand, chances are they're going to have a really big budget, and they have the resources there, and so there is no surprises. It's the little movies from these smaller countries, these smaller islands, that are going to be really, I'm interested to hear how they did theirs.
Yeah. I'm sure distribution is probably going to be like a topic that's going to be discussed too, because I mean, it's one thing to put a movie together, it's another thing to make sure that people have access to it, make sure you watch it. It's not as easy as just upload it to YouTube and let it take off. So if anybody out there watching would like more information, or would like to contact you guys, maybe they have ideas, maybe they have contributions they'd like to make, how can they do so?
Okay, well, you can visit our Facebook page, which is FESTPAC Film 2016 Guam, and we have information there. We have an address that you can send your film to, a deadline which is February 18, and please get it in as soon as you can. Better, we have to screen it.
And then we also have a fundraiser coming up this upcoming Wednesday, which is a great opportunity if people are interested and want to learn more to come by. It's not just for filmmakers, it's not just for anyone that is trying to invest in this, but if you're just curious and would like to learn more, that will be at Icon Wednesday from 6 to 10.
Excellent. Well, we'll be there too. We can't wait to cover that for you.
Oh, you guys are? Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah,
good luck.
Thank you.
Sure.
All right. Please stay tuned, everybody. Support local filmmakers. It's a really exploding industry. Support guys like this. They're good people. We're back after this.